All right, everybody, good morning. Welcome to the Win Team. Appreciate you all. Thank you all for being here. Got lots of good stuff for you. It's coming up towards month end, and the Win Team is all about these power moves for success, as you know. And I want to just give you guys a fresh reminder. Go to your portal, members.thewinteam.net, and just check in with yourself. Look over what the 8 power moves are and then say, hey, am I aligned? Am I aligning to my power moves? Am I dedicating my time in the right areas? And it covers all of our concepts, the future you, being driven by the future you. This is not a shopping list of activity, right? Your power community, your power business blueprint. All the summary is right there. Just go to members.thewinteam.net, log in, and the summary is there. I want to remind you that this Monday, we're going to go over your matching declarations. So we all agreed on Monday that we would write our declaration for the week. That's our inking our business concept, where our declaration was set for the week. And on Sunday, you're going to report in the news, which is on Instagram or whatever that you use, what happened this last week. Get into that habit. On Monday, here's my power projection for the week. Let people see it in your archive. Take this document and actually post it in your IGFB archive. You reach Sunday and then you give an announcement, right? Like you could take what Leslie just said, for example, at the end of the week, Power Week in LC Inc. leasing business, overwhelmed with applicants. Team soars to the top in production and da 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 da, something like that, right? So you take whatever it is that you do, put that positive spin on it, and that's your announcement at the end of the week. So every week you feel like you're progressing. If you don't do that, you will do what about 20% of real estate agents do every year. And you know what that is? Quit. There's 20 to 25% turnover every year because you feel like it's a drudgery rather than seeing that you're creating a start and a finish every week, a start and finish, a start and a finish, a start and a finish every week. At the end of every quarter, a start and a finish, a start and a finish. At the end of every year, a start and a finish. Why? Because you're using the power moves, you're using a strategy, and you're creating projections and arrivals. What are your arrivals this week? We're going to share those on Monday. Please come with these ready to go. And hopefully you guys will actually share your IGFB posts with me. I would absolutely love that. Let's share our successes together. I want to remind you also that the Power Blueprint calendar is a big part of our success. We are in the last 10 days of the month. This is the Power Finale phase. Oh, there's 10 people waiting in here. I'm so sorry. So let me just do that really quickly. I think they're all in. Right. This is the last 10 days of the month. It's the power finale phase. I want to remind you again how important the last 10 days are. This is where you do not get a survive mentality. It's where you get a thrive mentality, a drive mentality, driving through the last 10 days. I want to ask you, which of you right now on a piece of paper, not to show me, but to show yourself, what are you going to put in escrow before the end of the month? Who's going to put how many in escrow before the end of the month? When we close this out, I'm going to ask you to give your number. Who are you going to put in escrow? Who are they going to be? Do you know your book of business? Do you know your FUB? Do you know your lofty? Who are your hots? Who are you going to drive in? Because the hotter you finish, the hotter you start. So the power calendar is all about that driving at the end of the month. Okay. So I see Cameron just jumping on here. I wish he'd heard that last piece. One major way that you drive, particularly as inventory increases, is taking all of your power moves and making those power moves happen in your power offices. And where are your offices located? Does anybody know? Where is your office located?
Your open house.
In your open house. That's your office. Your office is in your open house. That's where your power is. And you'll see that you roll out all your power moves right there in your power office open house. The rest of the real estate industry does not understand this, but they will right? But the most important thing is that we do. I want to bring to you also some stats. We saw the Redfin announcements about changes in inventory and anticipated backing off in pricing. And you know my attitude with that is if there's a little bit of a dip in pricing, which could be anywhere from 1 to 10% over the next 2 years, that with that we manage it differently, and you now become knowledgeable statisticians. How do you do that? Well, you go right over here to your CRMLS. In your CRMLS on your home page, if you can't find anything, you go Control F, InfoSparks. There's InfoSparks. You tap on InfoSparks, and now you see all of this information about what's happening in the market. Do not be one of these boring people that sits in open houses talking politics. One of these, don't be a sheep. Bah, just following what the left says, following what the right says. No, none of them pay your bills. You pay your bills. Follow what we do on the 8 power moves and prosper in whatever the market. I want to show you some things here that are really important so that you know your stats. So you go to InfoSparks. In InfoSparks, you choose residential property, all property types, right? Watch. Residential property, all property types, all attached and detached, all sides. You can do this for seller or buyer also, and all bedrooms. So you're just saying, show me all real estate. Then you have your area. Now look here, I've got the entire MLS, right? So now watch, you can add an area, but I'm just going to do the MLS. Look at some of the baseline statistics. Look at sales prices. What's the median sales price? What's the average sales price? Does anybody know what the difference is between median and average? Be really quick, because I got a lot of stuff to do here. What's median? What's average? What's the difference?
Median, they remove the high and the low.
Yes. So the median is that middle number with the equal number of highs above it and an equal number of lows below it. That is the best gauge that economists use in the market. Average is something completely different. If you have a really low month and a lot of the properties sell at a high price, you can say that the average price was really high because there weren't many sales, and the sales that did sell sold high. That was the problem that Zillow had with their pricing strategy. That's the problem that CoreLogic has with their pricing strategy. That if there's a low month, and in that low month, 50 homes over $1 million sell in your area, it looks like the market's doing great because you're averaging what's sold. You're not looking at what the median is, what the majority of people are doing. And in our type of market, what we do, we're interested in what the majority of people are doing. So now if you can look here, you can see right here, I've chosen the last 5 years. And you can see now the median sales price in April this year was $850. Why don't you go back to 2021? The median sales price in 2021 was $740. In 2022, it was roughly $800. 23, it was roughly $765. In 24, in April, it was $850. In May, it's this year, it's $850. So when you see some idiot on YouTube showing houses blowing up and graphs going down, you just sit with your client in your power open house, you open up the 42-inch screen and say, let me show you what actually happened in the entire state of California. And there it is, right? Now, when those go down, okay, you adapt accordingly. We talked about that yesterday, pricing strategies. There's all sorts of things I'm going to throw your way to help you. But these charts show you what is actually happening price-wise. Now, let's say you get discouraged, you go to a meeting, and agents, well, of course, agents never say the market's not good. They always lie and say they got stuff in escrow. And if they're on the Warburton team, they do. And if they're not on the Warburton team, they probably don't. And I'm being a little arrogant about it, but it's true. Because people tell you, I'm just doing so well. I immediately go to Zillow and I immediately go to the MLS. I put in their name and I look and see how many properties are pending in their name. That's it. Done. How many do they sell this year? That's it. Done. And it's wonderful to go to so many people on the Warburton team and go in and see, yeah, these people are really listening and growing together. Now, You always want to know what the size of the market is and how much competition there is. We know there's a lot of agents, but most of them aren't competition because they don't work. What you need to know is what's the size of the market. Did you know you can go in here and look at closed sales? And what I look at is closed sides. Somebody tell me what's the difference between a closed sale and a closed side. Let's go. What's the difference? Jonathan, what's the difference? Closed sale, closed side. What's the difference? Cameron, what's the difference?
You
Closed sale.
represent one side.
Exactly. Closed sales is the number of properties that sold, but every property that sells has two sides, doesn't it? Buyer side, seller side. And both sides have to be registered in the MLS, or else you lose your membership in the MLS. So this is where you see your closed sales, closed sides. Well, closed sides means you can get paid. It means somebody was paid on both sides. So let's have a look at this. In April 25, there were 35,788 closed sides in Southern California. 35,788 in the MLS is covered by the CRMLS. 35,788 sides. And you hear agents go, oh, it's just so bad. Well, let's look at April 24, 35,375, almost identical. So we had an identical year this year to last year. What about 2023? April was 30,000. So we actually did nearly 5,000 more this year than we did in 2023. Now, the reality is there were years before that where it was way more. Look, in 2022, it was 49,000. That's 14,000 more. And that's why we have agents often apply for us to go, yeah, I sell 12 to 15 a year. And you know when they did was 2022, because you could basically show up in the street and wear a t-shirt that misspelled realtor and you would sell a house. Now it really takes professionals, but there's 35,000 sales. Back in 21, look at this, in April, 58,000. Right? So many agents had this boom year in 2021, 22, and now is where you have the people driving 8-pound moves for success, the people who are doing their power office open houses, the people who are doing their power hours, the people who are taking leads from Zillow, from realtor.com, the people who are driving. Still, you have people say, I want to do more personal business. I go, okay, how much you got? Well, I closed one last month. We all want more personal business, right? We all want all kinds of, we all want a Ferrari, right? But you're driving a Yugo. So what you have to look at is not what you want, but what you need to do to change what you have into what you want. I'm going to say that again. You don't look at what you want. You look at what you're doing to change what you have into what you want. That's what we call future you. What's future you? Define it. Put it right here in your power declaration. I keep saying it to you. Define what it is. Don't make it too small. Make your mind bigger. Define what it is. Every Monday and every Sunday, did you arrive? Every Monday, every Sunday, how did you arrive? Every Monday, every Sunday, how did you arrive? So what I'm trying to share with you, I'm very excited this morning. I'm trying to share with you right here, what's the market size? Now, people start talking to you about price. Well, let's go to closed sales. You look at closed sales. This is really super cool here. In 2025, closed sales, percentage of original price. Okay, closed sales. So here in closed sales, you can see closed sales in April 2025, 17,900, right? What about sales price? Sales price. I just did that with you. Total closed sides. There was something else I wanted to show you. Yes, here we go. Inventory. What's happening with inventory? Let's look at active listings. Look at this, guys. This is very interesting. In April 2025, 58,000 listings on CRMLS in the MLS. April 25. April 24, 43,000. There is a 15% increase in inventory. In 23, 36,000. Look at this. 22,000 more properties on the market than in 23. What about 22? 31,000. What about 21? 39,000. How many we got now? 58,000. What does that mean, guys? Somebody tell me, what does that mean for buyers? What does that mean for us working with buyers as well as with sellers? What does it mean for us? Quickly.
More options.
More options. Amen. And it means more sellers who are willing to move. I actually had an agent come to me yesterday and said they had a seller that they were in escrow with, fell out, and the agent called them a month later and said, what price do you think your buyer would offer? We need to sell. When did you last hear that? right? So what does that mean? That means opportunity for your buyers. That means opportunity for the buy down. That means we can make houses affordable again. We're in the business of making houses affordable again, right? It means that you've actually got homes to show people. Look at this in active listings. Look at it. And you know what, guys? I think it's going to go up here. I think it's going to go up here. And that's an exciting opportunity. I've worked that market, and agents like me do extremely well in a market like that. Look, you can even go here and go back to the last, to max. Active in April, 58,000. Why don't you go back to the crash? 173,000 homes were for sale in 2008. And do you know how many of those were repos or short sales? About 85% of them. Staggering. But it's happened once in 100 years. The last time was in the 1920s with the big stock market crash, right? Now, let's go down to when this leveled out to like 2012. 2012, 107,000. We're still selling all that bank inventory. 2013, it was coming to the end. BlackRock's activity was coming to the end. It was 59,000. How many is it now? 58,000, 59,000, 58,000, 59,000, 58,000. You get it? 2014, it jumped up again. 2015 jumped up again. 16, 17. So you see this? Almost double the inventory back then, right? And I don't see 14, 15, 16 as crisis years. 17 wasn't a crisis year. 18 wasn't a crisis year, right? Then you have COVID. Boom, inventory comes all the way back down. Then interest rates come in, and interest start to rise back up in here, and that represses inventory. But still, we've got the same amount of inventory now as we had in 2013, similar to 2014. And you're going to see it come up, and I think you're going to hit this line right here. Right? This line right here where it's 90, 80,000. I think you're going to see it come up to 70, 80, 90,000. So what does that mean, guys? That means that we have more opportunity. We have more opportunity for our buyers, more opportunity to negotiate, more opportunity to get buy downs. So, by the way, something I think that we should do, I want to get together with a couple of the lenders who will do this with me and do a Zoom in the middle of the day or afternoon, evening, whatever you guys want, and actually walk through how do you price out a buy down. So if you're showing a $600,000 buy, you know how much money you need to do that. Would that be helpful to you? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Would you like me to
Yes.
do more of this stuff? Would you like me, guys, to do more of this stuff with InfoSparks? I'm making a list for next week. What you want from me? Do you want more of this with the statistics? Does it help you?
Yes.
Yes, it
It's
does.
good.
Yes.
It's good to know. Yes.
All right. So I'm going to do more stats. Would you like me to go into some of the techniques that I'm using with Lofty to drive traffic with Lofty, and how to manage my listings in Lofty and win listings with Lofty? Would you like me to do that?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Oh,
please.
yes.
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 All right.
Yes.
Would you like me to do some stuff on FUB? How I use my the dashboard on FUB, and how I
Yes.
drive my hot warms and colds on FUB. Would that help you?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes, it would.
On it all.
All right. All right. So I'm going to cover some of these things next week, and I'm going to do lots of little bullet points like this. I want very quickly, guys, but quickly, anybody got any questions for me? When I ask that, I'm going to give you like 30 seconds. If you got a question, do it. If not, trust me, I've got so much to teach you. Any questions you guys have right now? All right, good. So look, the marketing department's putting a whole bunch of stuff together, and something we're doing is we're creating an online 24/7 document, guys, where we're going to post what houses you can do Power Office open houses in, because you're going to get listings. You guys are going to get listings, and we're going to start posting which homes are available for Power Office open houses. So when you have a listing that's not selling, when you have a listing that you need to to sell, right? Frankly, I want you to use that document, drop it on there, and put in there, 123 Main Street is available and what days it's available. That should be done by next Wednesday, and it's going to be a team collaboration for. It's going to be a team. It's going to be a team collaboration for Southern California. Does everybody understand what I just said? Sorry, we all got distracted by somebody's microphone being on. Hold on.
Yes.
All right. So we're working on that so you know what Power Office open houses there are, right? And I'm going to give you an example. And I want to stand behind her. Susie has had just a really tough family time. And she's got a property in Lake Elsinore. And it's completely refurbished. It's beautiful. It's close to a main arterial highway. They're almost never there. You could do a Power Office open house there 2 or 3 days a week. If you're in the Inland Empire, it's a great opportunity, right? Because now you put in place your 8 power moves for success in somebody's property. Susie gets blessed because her seller sees people there. The seller watches on the camera. They see activity in their house. You've got your business. You're driving your business. You meet new clients. It's just a fabulous opportunity. So we're building that out for you. Something else that we're doing, we're going to show you next Wednesday, is we've created a simple agent presentation page, a marketing page for you. You're going to be able to jump into the link and go to that link on TWT Agents, change out the picture, change out the telephone number, and print out flyers to go door to door with. Would you guys like to have that? It's going to be super simple.
Yes. Yes.
We're doing that for you as well. I just want to stand behind you because I know what's coming, and I'm the broker you want to be attached to when something like this comes, because I'm a fighter and I love agents, and I don't like big fancy stories with earrings on stage. I like, what can I do right now to make money? And I'm going to show you how to make money in this market, right? Do we have an amen anywhere for anybody on this?
Amen.
Amen.
All right.
Amen.
Listen, and I love working with you guys. I'm going to drill down on you one more time before we do new things next week on the Power Office open house strategy. I want to remind you, what do I mean by that? Right? It's not just show up to the open house, sit and talk all day with my lender. It's show up to the open house and conduct your office business there. I've called it for years my activity hub. A Power Office open house is way more than showcasing a property. It's a strategic hub for high performance real estate activity. All right. Let me show you the basics. Transform your open house into a productivity powerhouse. You're going to greet 15 neighbors with an open house flyer, door to door. We're going to provide you the flyer. You're going to leverage prime open house workflow hours. Now listen to exactly what I mean. What do I mean? What did Andrew do when he did these? What does Andrew do? Here it is. First of all, you got to prepare. Go prepared. It's not showing up with your car dirty, your hair all sloppy because you're so busy. No, that's a myth. It's where you plan in advance a professional, because you've got an inked business. James O. Inc. You're running a business. Your name is on a building. It says James O. Inc. The name can't be hanging off on a nail on a sign with somebody on a ladder that they look like they're going to kill themselves trying to pin up the sign. You got your name in lights on this building. That's your real estate business that you take pride in. You select an open house property that aligns with your strategy. Select homes close to main roads, and mix up your price ranges, right? Promote it before you do it on IG and FB. Prepare your power tools and set your projection goals before you even show up to your Power Office open house. How many people are you going to meet? How many clients are you going to make appointments with? Write that down. Right? Be really specific. When you walk into the open house, you're going to set up your designated Power Office space, make sure the Wi-Fi is working, put your signs strategically to draw traffic, and set up a QR code or a tablet login when people come in. This is a power event. Now look at it right here. And I'm almost out of battery, so you may lose me. If you do, God bless you. Have a wonderful day, great weekend. Drive through to the end of the month. Listen, here's your power moves when you execute your Power Office office open house. Number one, power setup. 15 neighbors, invite them to preview. Ask your neighbors for referrals. Did you hear that? Write it down. Ask your neighbors for referrals. Power setup, 42-inch screen, client friendly, property searches all ready to go. Number three, power previews. You're going to do your preview when you set up your signs. You're going to do your community preview before you start, and you're going to do a preview of the house, post it on IG. That's ready for your content archive for future marketing. These are the 8 power moves. Now you do your power networking. I want to see your power office open house as a networking event. You're networking online. You're networking with people who come in through the front door. You're not there to sell them. You're there to network with them. Who do you know who needs to buy? Who do you know who needs to sell? What property did you see that you thought was a good deal? Network with those people. Nobody asks that in open houses. Network with people. The power office open house is your time for your power mindset. Watch a video for 15 minutes on InfoSparks, on Lofty, on Fab, on anything that drives your mindset to something bigger than the average realtor. Don't be average. Life is too short to be average. We all have felt the pain of loss in the last couple of months. Life is too short to be average. Rise up and be power people, right? You have power hours marketing, right? Extend your open house reach beyond the attendees. You're going to do 2 power hours of calls, setting appointments. And when you close out your open house, close it with purpose. Right? You're going to send a thank you video text to everybody who came by. You're going to post a recap video on social media. You're going to add all your new leads in the CRM, and you're going to follow up within 24 hours with all your interested buyers. Here's your final thoughts. Your power office open house, you multiply your exposure. You stack workflow productivity, you position yourself as an expert, and you generate momentum. Leave every power open house with multiple appointments. So here you are. Here's your calendar. Here we are at the end of the month. Here is your declaration and your news headline. On Monday, come to this event, declaration news headlines, right? You are in your power finale now, the last 10 days of the month. Let's drive for a powerful close. Guys, I want to say to you again, listen to me. I know I'm all hyped up this morning. Next week, we're going to run over InfoSparks. I'm going to go over buy downs with you. I'm going to show you how to do the math with your buyers. I'm going to go over Lofty with you. I'm going to go over FUB with you. I'm going to go over the 8 power moves with you. And my appeal to you is this: at 6:57 on Friday, are you going to close this month out powerful? Life is too short. We all had losses this month, right? Some of us narrowly escaped losses. Life is too short to be average. Life is too short to let the left or the right in politics dictate to you. They don't give you one more day. Not one politician will add 1 day, 1 second, 1 minute to your life. A man cannot even add a 1/4 inch to their height without putting on shoes. Why worry about stuff that the people who are making you worry don't give you a nickel? Rise up. I want you to be powerful people. I want you, when you reach the end, to have an epitaph that is full of dignity, that is full of success, that people gather around. Sure, some will gather around, and maybe they will look disparagingly at you. But there's a group of people around you who said, I stood with that man. I stood with that woman. I stood with their business. They were a friend. They were a colleague. They didn't care just about themselves. They cared about us all, right? Life is too short to be average, guys. Be wonderful. God bless you. I'll see you on Monday.